One of my favorite things to do ever is to just write. I've been able to do it since I was really young, and it's just always been a passion of mine. But before going to film school, I would put together these scripts, and there were just a lot of things wrong with them. I had a lot of bad writing habits that I just wasn't aware of. Since starting film school, I've managed to eliminate a lot of those bad habits, and I've even replaced them with some good ones. So today I just want to try and pass some of those good habits on to you. I want to go through, my own personal writing process, why it works for me, and why I think maybe it can work for you as well. Again, this is just me, and I'm a novice, so you don't have to take any of this. With that said, let's dive right into it. I'm Ethan Goff, and these are my lessons from film school. It's getting dark really kind of fast. I just want to make sure I make that clear, so when everything looks different, I have an excuse on record. So the first major thing I learned is kind of obvious, but I want to point it out anyway. If you're a writer, write every day. You can write for an hour, you can write for 30 minutes, you can write for 15 minutes, you can write for 10, 5. Just write every single day. But that's not the major lesson that I want to focus on, because that's something that I feel like we all know we should be doing. Instead, I want to talk about how I discipline myself to write every day. This is a new development for me, but lately, every night before bed, I write out a list of all the stuff that I want to get done the next day. This helps me, personally, a lot, because if I write something down and it's just staring me in the face, I'm more likely to actually do it. It's right there looking at me. How can I not get it done? And when I can check things off my list, things that I've done, I start to feel a sense of accomplishment, and that encourages me to keep on accomplishing things, which is what we should all be doing. So really the lesson that I learned and that I want to pass on is hold yourself accountable. You don't need to literally write yourself a list if you don't want to, but you should have some sort of method of telling yourself, this is the thing that I need to get done, and if I don't, it's on me. I think that's something that we can all apply to various parts of our lives, and I think it's just incredibly helpful. This next one is really important. I think maybe one of the most important things you can do as a screenwriter. Read other scripts. Again, this is another one that sounds very obvious, but I know a lot of people who never do it. All you have to do is go online, type in IMSDB, Informational Movie Script Database, and there's just a plethora of scripts for you to read. There's La La Land, 3 Billboards, Whiplash, The Shape of Water, Call Me By Your Name. Just so many scripts of successful films that you can learn so much from. I was reading the screenplay for Up in the Air the other day, and within the first 2 pages, I learned something. Most of the action lines in that screenplay are 1 to 2 sentences max, not even 3 like most standard screenplays. And not only does it make it funnier, but it makes it so easy to read, and it really captures the pace of the actual movie. This is a bit more pessimistic, but the less you write, the less room you have to mess up, too. That's what I took away from that screenplay, but there's just so much out there to read, and so much of it is really going to help all of us. Again, it can just take 15 minutes out of your day. Just sit down and read some other scripts. Reading the work of other writers is going to make your writing better. It literally shows you what works and what doesn't. Anyway, that was another basic one. Moving on. Alright, so we got one more. And this one might kind of be a hot take, but I think it's true. Writer's block is a myth. It's not real. If you ask me, writer's block for a young writer is like erectile dysfunction for a guy who isn't in his 40s. It's definitely just in your head. You can always write about something, and to write about something, even if it's bad or not necessarily something that you want to make into a movie, is better than writing absolutely nothing. You can work with something. You can look at something, find the bad things in it, find the good things in it, take away the bad things, and make the good things even better. There's this guy in my class who's a really talented filmmaker and a good friend of mine who spent months not writing because he had writer's block, because he didn't have the inspiration that he needed. And I'm sorry, but that's ridiculous to me. That is a waste of time. There's ideas everywhere. There's inspiration everywhere. Your brain is always working. You have something up there. And what you have up there can be valuable to other people. So basically what I'm saying is, maybe you don't have an amazing blockbuster idea right now at this moment, but you still can write something, and that is better than nothing. Again, I'm Ethan Goff, and thank you for watching.